This is the Moshpit Backstage podcast for punk, metal and rock interviews and segments.
This is Michael from Orsome Welles, and you're listening to Moshpit on SYN.
You have an EP called Rise. Came out May 26th, so a couple of days ago. I was wondering how you and the band have been feeling since the release of this EP.
Yeah, I guess it's a mixture of relief and pride, I guess. Like it's always a stressful time leading up to a release. You always think you've ticked all the things off your list, and then a few more things are added onto the list that you didn't think about or you didn't know about. So we definitely, it was a relief getting it across the line, but the response we've had has just been, really overwhelming. Lots of, really, really awesome reviews and fans just expressing to us how much they really love it. So we're really excited to take it on tour and hopefully get it in the hands of, and into the ears of as many people as we can.
Cool, awesome. I was also wondering what the inspiration behind it was. I
guess there's no one point of inspiration. It was our next release after our initial EP, and it was a mix of wanting to have something that's more of a reflection of where we are and what we feel we're heading towards as a band. So the final song on the EP is called Rise Again, and I guess the title came from that as it's a sort of a song about being out and defeated and rising through that and being powerful once more. So I think it was definitely there's a link there somewhere between where we feel we're at as well as the lyrics of the song.
Yeah, I was also wondering how long did it take to record the EP?
Yeah, about 12 months.
Okay.
So we went in and demoed all the songs. Actually, 5 songs initially we demoed, and then listened to them and worked with them. Arranged them a bit differently to really get a better response from what we got the first time around. So by the time we went in to actually do the recording sessions, we were a lot more prepared and really had an idea of what we wanted it to sound like after that, rather than sort of going in there and smashing everything out and then trying to work with what you've got. So we recorded around about September last year. And then we were lucky enough to film a video for our first single, Build a World, at the end of last year, as well as Maestro. And we did another video for Father's Eyes that was released a couple of weeks ago, just before we dropped the EP. So we've had a while with the songs, and as well as trying to turn them into videos, we're pretty intimate with the EP, and it's like I don't have children, but I guess it's something to do with like something that you've created out there in the world, and now it's up to everyone else to see whether they like it or not.
So you had singles released from that last year, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. And you perform a couple of them, I believe, at Progfest. I actually went to Progfest, and
cool.
your band Orsome Welles was like the first band that I saw of the night, and I thought that your show was really great. I really enjoyed it, so props to you for that. And
Thank you very much.
No worries. I was just wondering how you felt after Progfest, getting like the new singles out there.
Yeah, it's always interesting and a little bit scary, I guess, playing some songs for the first time. And knowing that people are hearing them for the first time, I guess. So it felt great, and that was just such an amazing event to be a part of. Progfest, like the real cream of the crop as far as progressive bands from around Australia were there, and we got an amazing response, and And yeah, it was just, you know, I'm not sure if you felt it too, but it was just a really cool vibe in the room, and very supportive, and it was a beautiful day in Melbourne at the Corner Hotel, and it was just, it just sort of seemed to go off without a hitch, and you know, it was pretty easy to get up there really and smash out a set and get some of those new songs out there to the world.
So you've had a few releases now, and with this new EP, do you feel like you've cemented your sound and statement as a band now?
Yeah, I think it takes more than a band than just to, you know, play a gig. I think that's something we've learnt through the process of this EP, that, you know, you want to be taken seriously and, you know, have a chance to play big shows and go on tours and that sort of thing, that you've got to be a well-rounded unit, and you've got to all be looking in the same direction and, you know, working towards the same goals. So we feel that this is a reflection of that, you know, in music form. So it's just funny how you're always learning, and we feel like, you know, we're ready to get in there and record our first album and learn all over again. But, you know, hopefully, you know, get there a little bit quicker from the lessons that we've learnt in the past, and definitely through the process of releasing Rise.
So you've got a tour coming up in June and July to promote the new EP. I was just wondering, how will it be performing these songs now? Because, like I said, you had the couple of singles last year, which you did perform at Progfest, like we were talking about before. So I was just wondering, how do you feel like it's going to be different performing them now than it was back then?
Yeah, I feel like there's something different when I think definitely like as a headliner on this, it's our first headline national tour. So
cool.
Really get a chance for the songs to breathe, you know, and the whole set sort of, you know, has a bit more, I don't know, prestige. It just feels like you have a bit more time. Like when you're playing on something like Progfest or a support role, your job's to get there and, you know, sort of smash out a set and get off and let someone else get up there and do it. So this is our chance to sort of celebrate the EP and these songs a little bit more, and you know, really looking forward to having that chance.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting that it's your first headlining tour. It's like, yay, I'm like getting like so much, like, you know, I'm getting like, I don't know, progressing as a band, I guess. Is that sort of how that feels? Yeah,
that's for sure. The progression into, you know, being a national headlining tour, we're so excited to you know, to be that now. Like, well, we will be after the tour in June and July. But yeah, look, it's a sort of a bit of a stamp of that you are, you know, a serious band, I guess, and that you take, you know, pride in what you do, and that you're ready to take those steps when they're presented to you. And you know, we're heading all around Australia, and, you know, in one weekend we're flying from Melbourne to Brisbane to Perth and back to do those shows. So, you know, we're really, serious, but, you know, it's going to be such an amazing experience to play in those places where we've, you know, been able to, you know, get some fans in the past by supporting other bands.
I was wondering about your stage makeup and production. I was wondering where that came from, because when I saw you at Progfest, there was, I'm not quite sure about who the band members were, but a couple of them were wearing like grey sort of skeleton-like face makeup, and then there was also that guy that sort of ran up on stage and gave like a narration about the songs, and I thought that really added to the show. So I was wondering where that all came from.
Yeah, well, it's a mix of things. The makeup, and I was sort of dressed, you know, tuxedo and, you know, doing silly things like conducting and that sort of stuff. But we'd just released a video for our song Maestro, and part of the theme of the video was this Maestro character being haunted by ghosts that were played by the other guys in the band. So it was really, a reflection of that video. And I guess the idea behind the crazy guys running on stage in between songs, who is actually my brother-in-law, was just like the inner monologue of the maestro or something like that. And that's the first time I've done anything as theatrical as that, and yeah, we really thought it worked well, and yeah, it was something that I hadn't seen done on at a prog fest before, so we were excited to see what the response was, and people seemed to like it. So.
Yeah, it was definitely great. And you perform with Clayface and Transients at Progfest, so I was wondering how you're feeling about performing with them again on this tour.
Really excited. They're both amazing bands, and the Melbourne show is the last show of our tour on July 8th at the Evelyn, and we're also playing with a band called The Valley Ends as well. So it's an amazing lineup. You know, some really unique and talented bands that are making their way in Melbourne, and you know, for them to be able to be there and want to support us, we're really proud and privileged, and you know, super excited for everyone to enjoy the night.
Yeah, so you are playing at the Evelyn. I was wondering if you performed there before.
Yeah, we have a handful of times.
Oh, cool.
We played there with the Ocean Collective, and they were on their Australian tour, which was really awesome. And Caligula's Horse, we've played with them there before, as well as Neo Obliviscaris as well. So yeah, we're familiar with the Evelyn, and yeah, it's a really cool place to see a gig in Melbourne, that's for sure.
Awesome. So you've got like good memories. It's going to be like sort of like a homey type event. It's not going to be
it feels that way.
Yeah,
I think it's cool to play at a place that you're familiar with, when it's your sort of hometown show on a tour, and it's our EP launch night as well. So yeah, it's going to be a cozy, warm and fuzzy type night.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to it. And yeah, I'd like to thank you for coming on the show and talking to me tonight.
Thanks so much.
Great. No worries.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for listening to the Moshpit Backstage podcast. You can subscribe to us on iTunes and Omni. To find out more about the show, go to www.syn.org.au/moshpit. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/moshpitonsyn, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at moshpitsyn. The regular Moshpit radio show broadcasts punk, rock and metal tunes and interviews every Thursday nights on Syn 9.7 on FM and digital radios. Listeners outside of Melbourne, Australia can stream Syn 9.7 online at www.syn.org.au. Thanks to Vintage Ruin for the music.
Hi, this is Tomato from Flashgun Apocalypse.
Hi, I'm Enid from Girls School.
I am Phoebe Pinnock from Heaven the Axe.
Hey, this is Gary Olney of the Misfits.
Hey, this is Kat Sproul from Horizon's Edge, and you're listening to the Moshpit on Syn FM.
Hi, this is Einar from Leopard.
Hi, I'm Virginia Lilly from the band Lily.
This is Raul from 1349.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ali from Zebrahead.
Hey, everybody, this is Charlie Benante with Anthrax, and you are listening to the Moshpit on Syn.